First of all, I'm going to start off with a little background of me, kind of in the theme here. As far as family goes, from Powhatan, Virginia, which is a little bit west of Richmond. That's where I grew up, did all my schooling. Kind of a small town. We only have one high school, so kind of small there. So my dad, he didn't go to college, so but he works for a company called Pitney Bowes right now. He's like a service manager there. My mom, she did actually go to college. She went to nursing school in Roanoke, so she's a registered nurse. She's actually a school nurse at the high school I graduated from. So, they're both extremely hard workers, kind of put that in me at a young age. You get what you earn type mentality, and don't ask for handouts. Go try to do it yourself. And as far as siblings, I have one brother. He graduated from VMI in 2012, and he's now a state trooper in Culpeper County. So that kind of goes with the family. As far as education, I'm the first one in my family to ever do any sort of grad school. Me and my brother, besides my mom, were the first one in our family to even go to college. So it's kind of a little bit of background there. Friends, I have a lot of friends. I've made a lot of friends through my time here at Virginia Tech, and also have friends like from back home that I grew up with through playing sports, going to school, things like that. And they basically do, just been with me through the whole experience, being very supportive in all my choices in life, what I want to do. Honestly, there for a while, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. Coming out of high school, I took a little bit, kind of like Brandon. I went to community college 2 years, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed history, so I thought, well, hey, let's go ahead and major in that. I'm pretty good at it, and I enjoy it. So that was kind of the mindset when I was going through that process, and so I graduated from high school in 2010, so I went to community college for 2 years, came here to Tech 2012, and began my undergrad in history. So finished that up last May, then jumped right into the summer program here to do the 1 year deal for graduate school. So just through the whole process, talking about not sure what I want to do. I like history, really enjoy being with kids through coaching and things like that. So I thought let's put two and two together and let's teach history. Take my knowledge and joy for the subject and put it over to the classroom and kind of help them when needed. So again, like having friends and family that have been supportive has been awesome. There's been times where I've been second guessing myself. Is this really what I want to do? But just to kind of know, might be some rocky waters there, but you just got to stay the course, and whatever happens is going to happen for a reason. I feel like I'm truly meant to be a teacher through my time with everyone in this program. So, that's been good. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about moving on. Just my students, my early field study. I did my early field study at a high school in Roanoke County. I did 9th grade world geography, and then also helped out with 12th grade AP government, which is a huge difference between the two. Not only in age groups, but 9th grade as far as 12th grade intelligence isn't on the same tier at all. So that was very interesting. We would go from having a 9th grade class that was pretty rowdy. A lot of classroom management needed to be put into place. Lucky I had a great CT who was, let me do whatever I felt comfortable with doing. She didn't really thrust me in when I wasn't comfortable. So the first part of the first semester was a good amount of observation. Just sitting back, kind of watching some lecture. I'd mirror some lessons, things like that. Walk around, help kids when needed. Kind of always be that presence in the room where if they needed to raise their hand, they definitely didn't hesitate. Definitely let them know that. So again, and then moving to the 12th grade students, very intelligent students in the AP class. I mean, there's a handful of kids that were even going to Ivy League schools. There's a kid who's going to be going to Dartmouth in the fall. I mean, pretty smart. So, it was fun working with them and being in an AP class. We did a lot of fun stuff. We did a debate, which was pretty cool. I helped out with that. Roanoke kind of touched on by some other students in this cohort, but they got issued laptops. So we were able to do a lot of the research for the debates in the actual classroom. We didn't have to go to a computer lab or things like that. So you could just say, all right, today we're going to be continuing our research, so pull out your laptops and, let's do some work on that. So, that was interesting, good atmosphere. And primarily these were, middle to upper class students coming from families, that are pretty well off. We always laughed and joked and said sometimes the student parking lot had nicer cars than the teacher parking lot in some cases. So yeah, just kind of having that environment of kids of privilege, but not kids that are necessarily spoiled. They worked for their grades. They were always extremely hard workers, and a lot of times they were more worried about like, hey, how am I doing, and like, what can I do to do better? Just having that like mindset of growing up and do your best type environment. Always wanting, what can I do to get a better grade, or like, what do I need to do to get a 100 type thing, like literally striving for perfection. So that was good working with them, kids that actually want to be in school for the most part. So it's a little bit of a different, when I went into my spring placement, I worked at middle school in Montgomery County, which was middle to lower class, like economic standings. So it was definitely kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily like night and day, but it was a big difference between my early field study in the fall students and then the students in the spring. Not only students, but like parents and community, things like that. So yeah, in the spring I did 6th grade history. So, Native Americans' first contact up until about 1865 into the Civil War. So, which I was actually excited to do. I really enjoy U.S. history. I feel more comfortable with that as opposed to like a world history or a government type class. So I was excited to do that and, do the content and kind of help the 6th graders learn, things like that, working with that age group. I enjoy that age group. Some say I'm crazy because, they're 11, 12, 13, but I do enjoy, helping them out and spending time with them. But anyway, just I saw a big difference in attitude was the biggest thing. Basically just having that attitude of, I can't do this. I mean, go up to the student and like give them something and be like, hey, we just went over this. Like, I need you to write this down. I don't know what that is. We just went over it. Like, you do know what it is. I mean, trying to get them to, you can do it. You just like give it a little more effort. Like, listen. We go over it, and then if you need help, raise your hand. But don't just raise your hand because you're lazy. I'm not gonna give you the answer. You're gonna have to find it yourself. So that was a little bit of a struggle. Was just just effort and attitude was very low. So when I first got there, that's the way it was. Then as I kind of progressed through, I saw a little bit of a change. Attitude got a little bit better. Came in, kind of livened up the classroom. My CT still did a good job, but I would come in and like kind of get excited, get amped, like jump around or something, kind of get them in the class. So kind of like my personality is now. So try to get them engaged, have fun, still learn the content, but do it in a fun way. So but yeah, it was a good time. And then just why do I want to be a teacher? A lot of people ask me that, and it's just I really do enjoy spending time with kids, students. Through my coaching experience, I coach youth wrestling back home. Just being with the kids, it's like anything else. Help them do something well, it gives you that sense of pride. Like, hey, I'm glad I was able to help you out and do this. And then now you can do it, and just being there through that process and letting them know that they're able to do it. And watching anyone succeed is always great. So it's probably why mainly why I want to be a teacher. So.